So he's got the cell phone in his hand. He's looking at televisions. You want a television. And you have the thought, he's cheap.
Yes.
Okay. So now, sweetheart, with your eyes closed. So what is the cause of your suffering? Is it him, or is it what you're thinking and believing?
What I'm thinking and believing.
That's clear to you?
Yes.
You want to come up here, sweetie, and we'll just do the worksheet. Statement 2. What do you want?
I want Raj to buy me TV, be generous, tell me he loves me, he wants to support me. I want him to see how stingy he is with gifts and money.
Okay. So you want him to buy you a TV. Close your eyes. Look at him flipping through the phone. You want him to buy you a TV. Is that true?
No.
Wow, what happened?
What I really want is just the feeling that he is going to be a good man and support me. I don't need this stupid. I don't even want.
So you want him to prove himself.
Yes.
Notice how you reacted in that situation because you believed that's what you wanted. You want him to buy you a TV. So close your eyes and witness how you react when you believe the thought is the television you want. Notice how you treat him, how it feels, the look on your face, any stress in your legs, your chest, your shoulders. Notice, does your facial expression change? Do you punish? Or do you do the extreme opposite? You hide out in a smile or a feel good?
So I hide. I pretend everything is okay, and I became like a passive aggressive kind of hold in me. Don't say anything, and later I just told him that I will ask my ex-boyfriend, I guess, to buy me the TV. So
yeah, so you become hurtful.
Yeah.
You become you lose your integrity. And now feel what that feels like. We become our inauthentic selves. And then we could believe we're very honest people. But when we look at how we react when we believe the thought, we're so inauthentic. But that's the life of a believer. Believers are innocent people. We would all question our thoughts if we knew how. So look at him without the thought, you want him to buy you a TV. Who would you be without the thought? You want him to buy you a television.
I'll be relaxed. I'll be happy he came over to my place.
Now watch what he does when you don't interrupt. And he's flipping through his cell phone looking for, and he's telling you prices of television, and you say nothing. Who would you be without the thought, I want him to buy me a TV?
So I will see that he's very excited about looking at the TVs.
That's the opposite of cheap. He's excited. Doesn't even mean he can afford it, but he's excited. He's completely up for checking it out.
Yeah.
Look at him again. He's excited at the thought of buying you something you want, even though you don't want it. And you men wonder why we're not grateful.
So my thinking is he's excited because he thinks I'm going to buy it. So, but I don't know that for a fact.
Did he say so?
No.
Well, then that was you thinking.
Yeah.
A tricky mind. So you're still putting Post-its on him. Yeah. I want him to buy me a TV. So turn it around.
I don't want him to buy the TV, me TV. I mean, that's...
No, you want to feel secure.
Yes, that's for sure.
To be with a person that will take care of you and you don't have to do it.
Yes.
Mainly.
That's the hope.
How many of you relate to that? Yeah, that would be us. It's not my job to take care of me. Once you say, I love you, it becomes your job. Because now I've got collateral. You love me. Abuse of power. So you want him to tell you that he loves you. Is it true?
No.
And how do you react when you believe the thought you want him to tell you he loves you?
Get fearful. I'm afraid that we're not going to be together and I will never be with anybody because I just think I'm not worthy, so I get very fearful. So sometimes I smile, do something nice so he thinks I'm nice.
And you see these images of a future with you all alone and in that horrible little house you imagine. There's no one there that loves you, or he's there.
By then he probably left me already. Because he will see that.
So when someone says, I love you, they need to prove it. Whereas love is an emotion, it's a connectedness, and that is its own proof. That we put these conditions on them that has everything to do with identity. So I want him to tell me he loves me. Who would you be without that thought? Without putting all your Post-its on it of past, future, on you, on him.
I'll be happy that he came over and spending time with me. I'll be relaxed, enjoying the morning.
So you're okay.
Yes.
And he is no enemy.
No, he's not.
No. I want him to tell me he loves me, turn it around.
I want me to tell me I love him.
I want me to tell him that I love him. When you try that on, what do you see? What do you get from that?
So I can see that I want to tell him I love him, but I'm often afraid to tell first that I love him because I don't want to be taken for granted. So, but the truth is, like, he's a good man. So,
yeah, so you're really considering what you think he would think.
Yes.
As opposed to, I want me to tell him that I love him.
Yes.
So what would he think if I said that? Yeah. So is that the only reason you wouldn't say, I love you? Were those the only reasons?
That's one reason, and the second is I'm often so like tight and angry at him that he's so stingy, and that I don't feel like telling him I love him.
Yeah. Yeah, so you're way not in touch with love. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, so that's a very good reason not to say I love you, because you're not experiencing that.
No, and also towards myself. Like recently, I really don't like the way I live and what I do and don't do. Is just
He doesn't like the way you live and what you do.
I don't like the way I live or what I do, and I don't like so many things about myself. So
Oh, honey.
That's the reason when you ask if he told me he loves me, I will not. I will think he wants something.
Yeah. Yeah. If I don't love me, I can't really trust you if you say I love you. Yeah. So let's just try that turnaround. I want him to tell me he loves me. Turn it around.
I want me to tell me I love me.
Okay. So in that situation, find something you love about you. One honest place. One authentic place.
What I like in that situation, we were going to go to the gym and we were kind of late, and I decided to relax and not rush and not to push. So I was kind of trying to be in the moment, whatever that means. So I was, I didn't get angry that we are late.
Wow. That's not a little thing. You were late and you didn't get angry. That shows you that you have the capacity to authentically be with someone without argument. Authentically. That argument inside of you. That's one. If you find one, you can find two.
So I'm also grateful that I had kind of like awareness that I know there is the work, I can do it. Later sit down and sit with those thoughts, because it's probably like it's so painful, but there is a way out. I knew it, so I didn't get angry at him about the television. I got passive aggressive because I just couldn't. I tried.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're a person that knows there's a way out. You're a person that knows there is a way out. And you're a person that when you're late with someone that you acclimate happily, that you have that capacity. If you can find two, you can find three.
So I like that, the fact that I know I'm trying. Like I really want. I don't want to be mean to him. I even told him. He said, you're sometimes mean, and it's nice. I know that. I really don't want to.
So you have a soft heart. You hurt people, but you don't want to. It hurts you. You're humane. It's really beautiful. I love that you recognize that about you. It's so important. You really care about not hurting people. Yeah. So, with those three things, when you turn it around, be aware of that. So I want him to tell me he loves me, turn it around. I want me
to tell me he loves me.
Yeah. So those are authentic things that make up you. You want him to tell you that he will support you. Is it true?
Yes.
You want him to tell you he will support you. Look again. That's another way of saying, can you absolutely know that it's true? Just look again. It could still be true. But it's a way of saying, let's drop in more deeply, staying in that situation, always meditating on the situation. You want him to tell you that he will support you. Is that, can you absolutely know that it's true? It's what you were thinking and believing then, but there was maybe something running under it, and maybe not. And I also look at you want him to tell you that he will support you. So you see how it opens up?
No.
What did you see?
um, codependency. So I don't want that. I want to feel like very strong, and that's dependency I want to have on me. That's what I saw.
I want him to tell me that he'll support me. Some of us are so fearful, we'll go with the rich guy and we don't even like him. I want him, that guy, to tell me he loves me. Is it true? Or the handsome guy, or the, for whatever reason, the guy that you don't want to be with after you get to know them. But he's got the this, he's got the that, he's got the this, he's got those things. Really, you want that guy to tell you that he loves you? How do you react? How do you treat him when you think the thought you want him to tell you that he'll support you?
I disrespect him. I see him very small, and I think I have to teach him. I'm very rough, and
so now you're taking on a job.
Yeah, I
take him.
Yeah, and I talk to him a lot, so he learns from me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So look at you there without the thought that you want him to tell you he will support you. What's it like when you take that post-it off of him?
It's light. I can feel light.
You can see his laughter. He's flipping through his cell phone, giving you prizes.
And I can see like he's fun. He's fun, and he's
supporting you.
Yes, he is. He even mentioned, actually, he said, "Do you want the TV? Are you sure? How long are you going to live here? I thought we are moving together."
Oh my God.
And he said, "I really would like you to live with me." And I said, "Okay, in a nice apartment." He said, "No, in house." I said, "Okay." But
so his laughter, and he's excited.
Yes. He's very hardworking too. And he's smart. So I like that. I like because he's very organized, and I'm attempting to be. Like my mind is all over, but I love being organized. But I can see, like, I like that about him.
So I want him to tell me he will support me, turn it around.
Oh, I want me to tell me I will support him.
Yes, and in that situation, where could you support him?
Oh my gosh, so many situations. I could be kind to him. That's a support. And I can support him through his journey, his of work. He has some good big goals, and I want to be very supportive to him whenever he needs me.
Yeah, so this is like homework. Next time you're together, I want me to tell him I'll support him when it's honest. I want me to tell him that I love him when it's honest. I want me to be generous when it's honest. And for me, being generous is always honest. I'm just honest with what I'm generous about. But it begins in the mind first. Generous to me is an open mind that is at home with itself. Yeah.
I like that.
You want him to see how stingy he is. Is it true?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And another version of the second question is, are you sure? And in other words, can you absolutely know that it's true that you want him to see how stingy he is? And always your answers come from witnessing that moment in time with him. For example, is he being stingy at all? And if he is that what you want? You want to wake someone up to how you see them when it would be hurtful? It's not that they don't already know themselves. You want him to see how stingy he is. Is that true?
No.
And how do you react? What happens when you believe the thought that you want him to see how stingy he is?
Oh, I try to show him. I ask questions like, did you think about buying me vitamins when you buy yourself vitamins? Like, do you see how selfish you are and stingy? I tell him straightforward. Like, I think you are very cheap and you have problems with money. And you better overcome that. I threaten him with my boyfriend and ex-boyfriend. I tell him, I will ask my ex-boyfriend to buy me the TV. He said, are you joking? I said, no.
You're so brave to sit up here, sweetheart, and be so honest.
Not pretty,
but I want him to see how stingy he is. So let's turn it around.
Oh my gosh, I want me to see how stingy I am.
Yeah. Can you afford a television set?
Oh, yes. I just don't want to spend the money. I can afford a lot of things I don't spend money on. Because I like when my ex-boyfriend spend the money, and now I want a new boyfriend to spend the money.
So I want me to see how stingy I am.
Yeah.
It's like we use people as our bank, so we don't have to go into our own bank account.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I want him to see how stingy he is. I want me to see how stingy I am. So these turnarounds, when you try them on, those turnarounds can become very active in your life. Just extremely active. When you're using someone, you know the difference as opposed to it was your right. Because we really think it is our right. If you really love me, you will. And then we use our bodies as collateral, like money. By the way we smile or whatever, any inauthentic thing that shows up in inquiry, we come to know ourselves so well that even a slight facial expression can wake you up. We become kinder, more caring, more generous human beings, which is everything we want money to buy us in the first place, to be free enough to experience all those things. When I'm free financially, then I can afford all those lofty things. But it doesn't work that way. We take this mind everywhere we go. With or without security, we're taking this mind. So when we're secure, we're not secure. And you're such a good example of all of us. So, sweetheart, let's look at 3. So, if we look at this, I want me to buy him a television set. Okay, well, he's kind enough not to ask. Mm-hmm. So that's out. I saved some money there. I want me to be generous. When we're together, we saw many ways of being generous. Yeah. Okay, let's look at 3.
Raj should be more generous. Buy me TV, buy me diamonds, bracelets, and rings and clothes.
So, are you sure he's the right person for this?
No, I'm definitely not sure about that.
Yeah. So let's turn it around, because your work has been really thorough as far as I can see from here. So in the situation with him, let's just turn it around to yourself.
I should be more generous.
To myself.
To myself. Buy me TV, if I want one. Buy me diamond bracelets and rings and clothes.
Yeah. 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 And can you afford a diamond ring? And have you bought that diamond ring? Okay, so you're just like him. Only one of you has the money for it.
He has the money too.
Okay, so he's a lot like you.
Yes.
He won't buy you one, you won't buy you one, you can both afford it.
Yes.
So I should be more generous with him and me. And what we really have seen is it's really not about material things. Yeah. Let's look at 4.
I need Raj to apologize to me, be more giving and generous with money, and give me a hug.
Yeah. So let's turn this around.
I need me to apologize to him.
Yeah, like the hurtful things that you would say, for example, that your other boyfriend would buy you one. And I need me to apologize to him for those hurtful things that you've said. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Be more giving and generous with my money.
Yes, when you're with him, be more generous and giving with your money. Mm-hmm. And give you a big hug.
And give me a big hug.
Yeah, because you'll be living with one generous person living with you. And that is, oh God, that is fabulous to live with a generous human being when it's you. Yeah. It really is fabulous. It's fabulous. I don't need him to.
Um, I don't need him to apologize to me. I don't need him to be more giving and generous with his money.
Is it truer so far or as true, those turnarounds?
I don't need him to be more generous with his. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. Yeah, to be happy, I don't need him to apologize to me. To be happy, I need me to apologize to me for those hurtful things and to apologize to him. To be happy, do I need him to be more giving and generous with money? No, to be happy, I need to be more giving and generous with money.
Yeah.
And give him a hug and another turn around and
give me a hug.
Yeah, literally, when you're alone, you know these beautiful things about yourself as you discover them and own them. And to physically do that. And then there are a lot of ways to hug you, like buying you a ring, a diamond ring, or a diamond bracelet. A lot of ways of loving you. Television's that, the one you want. Yeah. Hugs everywhere. So 5.
Rat is stupid, frugal, stingy, super selfish, immature, and uncaring.
Okay. So, in the situation with him, I was
stupid, frugal, stingy, super selfish, immature, and uncaring.
Yeah, does that fit?
Yeah, very much so.
So you know where you were really lovely, and you know where you were those other things. So you're not just frugal, stingy, super selfish, immature, and caring. You're also those other things. You care about not hurting him, about not hurting people. And what was the other thing?
Not being angry that we are late for the gym.
So yes, that you're patient and happily so.
Patient, yes.
Happily patient. You were happily patient.
Yes.
That's really impressive. So, what is the opposite of stupid?
Smart.
He is smart, and you've said that.
He's super smart, actually.
Yeah. So frugal, what's the opposite of frugal?
Generous.
So where is he super generous?
He spent the whole day helping my business, actually. So he was very generous with his time. Yeah.
So what is the opposite of super selfish? Generous?
Yes, generous.
Yeah. What is the opposite of immature?
Mature.
And we've seen where he's mature.
Yes.
Opposite of uncaring?
Caring.
Where was he caring?
Well, he offered for us to live together and get us a house. And he was caring enough to look at those TVs that I mentioned out of the blue.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
So he cared.
Yeah. Or at least he's not stingy and in that situation.
Yes.
Or immature or uncaring. Let's look at the last one.
I don't ever want to be in a relationship with a stingy man.
I'm willing to
be in a relationship with a stingy man.
I look forward to
be in a relationship with a stingy man.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that dependency. even when we can afford to take care of ourselves, that dependency on others, we equate it with love.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Very powerful. Thank you.
Thank you.